Are you secretly living a life you never thought you would? All because you haven't fully adjusted to this thing called motherhood? You're still finding your footing and getting your bearings, and they just keep on growing and presenting new challenges for you as mommy. Just when you thought you were getting the hang of it, it's something else this time. And you know this is how it's going to be for a very long time, where you're back at square one, a fish out of water, completely out of your element, wondering, what do I do now? How do I keep up with them, with work, with myself? You try juggling it all and working from the bathroom or the car or anytime you had a chance to breathe. You tried a weekend of decluttering and running a yard sale. You attempted to do all the things you should do, or what you saw on Instagram, or read in a book, or heard from the other moms at school. But you didn't hear from you. You didn't check in with you. So here you are, still stuck in the middle of chaos, frustration, and confusion. And I want to give you something that I think will make your day. Because the more I practice this myself, the more I'm convinced that this works every single time to get you unstuck. There's the morning rush, the drop off, the errands, the pickup, the homework, the dinner, and the wild bedtime routine. There's no time to read in bed anymore because you're passed out the minute you hit the pillow. And forget the deep creative work you really long to get back to, because that just brings you to life. Or you put your own dreams on hold until you get this mother thing down. But the truth is you want both. As mothers, we're incentivized to do business and babies extremely well, but we don't allow for the learning curve. And so it takes a while before you trust that you can do this, before you're able to put in enough reps of you showing up to life fully awake and aware to where it's second nature. Until then, it's a bit of a struggle. And it's a reminder of how far you still have to go. And that sucks. But if you already trusted that you could do both really extremely well because you knew how to grow this faster and stay tidy forever and stop being so tired all the time, then you would do it. This is what I want to talk to you about today. You can't grow anything until you know what's keeping it small. You can't stay tidy forever until you've identified what's out of place. And you certainly can't stop being tired all the time until you know what's draining your energy. So if you've been feeling like your days are running you instead of you running your days, stay with me. We're going to fix that. Hi, I'm Yvette the Declutters, your Less is More coach and business mentor. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 2 hot tips to help you be a present, patient mother and a fulfilled, financially free entrepreneur at the same time. If your days are a combination of chaotic, busy, and exhausting, you're not alone. And there's a way out. Before we get into the 2 tips to balance work and family, a backstory. You're a mother. And the minute that happened, life got real, more real than ever. Because now you're thinking for 2, eating for 2, living for 2. The level to which you are devoted to this idea of family is unmatched as when you birth a child. And it gets too easy to neglect what you need as an individual when you're constantly worried about what everyone else needs too. So naturally, between making a home and making a living, you lost touch with you. It happens to all of us. But now you get to reconnect with you in all your glory, just as you are, while also being mother and entrepreneur. And here are the 2 ways you're going to do that. Grab a pen and paper, take some notes. Hot tip number 1. What's in a day? A lot when you have kids to look after, and a business to run, and a house to clean, and meals to cook. No day is like the one before, yet you're just as exhausted from it. You've got 86,400 seconds, 1,440 minutes, 24 hours in a day, 8 of which you are sleeping, hopefully. So that leaves 16 hours. Of that, your career leaves you 6. And you probably want to spend time with your kids, right? But some of those 6, as prescribed, goes to self or social circles. So maybe that's cut down to 3 hours with your kids, usually filled with homework, dinner, and bedtime. Quality time. Granted, I know you're not filling all of that into every single day, but it tends to feel like we are. Because there's this thing we do as mothers where we try to cram in everything we can into the cracks of our schedule. What used to be our own nap time because the baby was napping is now filled with laundry, dishes, filming content, writing content, posting, publishing, cleaning toilets, admin, and scrolling. And the rest of life falls through the cracks. Or we put it there ourselves. What are you trying to fit into the cracks of your schedule? Take a second, write it down. Really. Even comment below, let me know. I'll wait. Because in order to fit all of that in, what you wrote down, you need to get present with what's already filling your day. Get present to your life. We've all seen the video where there's the jar and the rocks and the pebbles and the sand to illustrate how we spend our time. I'll link to it in the description in case you haven't watched it yet. But basically, it's a theory in minimalism because the big rocks go in the jar first, the bigger priorities, the ones attached to values and purpose and responsibilities. We place those in first and the rest gets added after. Because if we're only making time for the little things, the sand, the pebbles, then we won't have room for the big rocks, the bigger priorities. So what are your top 3 priorities? Just 3. Those are your rocks. Put those in first. Maybe you have more. Maybe you have 5, 6, 7. Put those in first. And from there, we strip away the clutter, quiet the noise to simplify what gets added next. Which pebbles, which sand, whatever feels right for you. If you think about it, you need to get really clear before you simplify. I'll show you what I mean. In my book, The Declutter Code, 10 Simple Steps to Clarity, simplify is step 7. By the time you get to this step, you've already slowed down, gotten still, got quiet, made the space to see a new reality, a new perspective, enough to shift a little in your life to accommodate that new insight. And only then are you able to simplify down to the most important things. And that changes at every phase of motherhood, every phase of business. The most important things change. Just as the kids are growing, your business is growing, the most important things continue to evolve and change, just like you do, continuing to evolve and change. So if you haven't read this book yet, I suggest you do. If you've already read it once, you might want to read it again. Nobody wants to watch life pass them by. But have you slowed down long enough to see what's in front of you? The beautiful life that's already here from what you've created? Don't lose sight of that. What's come from you creating your reality up to this point. We get more of what we focus on. Oprah said, be thankful for what you have and you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never, ever have enough. If you're only focused on what hasn't happened in your life yet, what's still not there, then you're not giving space to what wants to come. If you're focused on all the blessings, then you're making space for more blessings to come. Like attracts like. How is what you have already what you've always wanted? When you remember that this is what you've always wanted and it's here now. You wanted the relationship, you wanted the house, you wanted the car, you wanted the kids, you wanted the dog, you wanted the business, and it's here, it's yours. From that place, you can tap into the power of creating more of what you want. You get to keep designing your life from here, But if you're too busy, then what can you expect? Presence gives you your clarity back. Tap into presence and your capacity will adjust in order to accommodate you seeing and creating what you want more of in life. Hot tip number 2. Now let's talk clarity in business. The goal is to build a business that supports you in all seasons of life, right? Not to compete with it. That being the case, it's crucial that you set your business up for profitability at the start. And if we're sticking with minimalism here, it means not much is getting in the way of you being profitable, not operating at a loss, not breaking even, revenue minus expenses profit. It might take at least 3 to 6 months, if not longer, if you're a mother, to see the effects of you building a profitable business. So give yourself grace, have a little savings, or don't quit your day job yet, because growing a business shouldn't take from us the space, the experience, the joy of life. Business should be part of its richness. Part of the reason we're able to meet all the moments that move and transform us, not the reason we lose sight of ourselves in the process. Profitability allows us to chase our dreams, make decisions on a whim, and use more of our creative potential. It not only makes that possible, it keeps it sustainable. Get profitable faster. So there are 3 areas you'll want to declutter if you want to grow profitably faster and without burning out, so that you can still be a good mom and not a stress case. Because we already know the effects of a burned out mom. Number 1, remove distractions. Let's start with the most obvious and sometimes the most deceptive distractions. And distractions don't always look like distractions. Sometimes they look like research or getting inspired or just checking messages. But let's be honest, half of that time is hardly moving the needle. When you're trying to run a business with kids underfoot, your energy is already divided. So every minute counts. And who has the time to spend the 23 minutes they say it takes to get back on track after being distracted? I don't have time like that. Time is of the essence, and you've got a legacy to build. Speaking of distractions, I'll link to another video in case this is an area you want to work on. Number 2, reduce debt. Reduce the amount of wasted money as well as wasted time and energy. And that could look as simple as you waiting 48 hours before you make a big purchase in your business, or not overextending yourself in that client proposal. We've got our energy to protect. So everything has to deliver a return on investment of time, energy, or money. Otherwise, it's stealing from you. When you get present to your life and your business, you can see clearly what's an energy leak and a distraction, so you can clean it up before it gets really expensive. 3, reframe doubt. You've heard me say this before. I know I'm a broken record, but doubt is the number one barrier to entry in business. It's the downfall of every startup when everything is still so new and every decision is still so costly. We're going to doubt ourselves, as we would at the start of any endeavor. We take stock of the situation, we gather our tools, and we tread carefully. Keep going. And don't let doubt stop you. Let it be your checkpoint. When you feel doubt taking over, ask yourself, what is this really showing me? Are you underprepared or just uncomfortable because you're entering new territory? Rich Litvin, author of The Prosperous Coach, says, if you're not scared of feeling like an imposter, you're not playing big enough. Reframe doubt into data. And there you have it. You don't have to choose between presence and profit. Just like you don't have to choose between business and babies. You can have both. I couldn't get into the nitty-gritty details on this video, so that's why I created the Presence and Profit Playbook for you as a daily guide for you to get present and profitable in your life sooner than later. Links in the description, and it's a free download. I made it especially for you because you're not just a mom. Till the next video. Peace.